Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an FV3805. It's a Tier 9 British SPG. It's located on the northeast spawn of Karelia and it's under the command of Crowned Monkey. Now I can tell from the barrel he's actually got the top gun, which is a 7.2 inch howitzer, and it's capable of doing 900 alpha with 46mm of penetration and a burst radius of 10 meters. The only problem, of course, is its reload is considerably longer than the other two variants, which of course are the 5.5 inch and the 6 inch howitzers. You can get much better reload times with them, but you can't do quite as much damage. Well, Crown Monkey selected the premium ammo straight away from the start. That's got a burst radius 1 meter better than the standard. So let's see how he gets on. Now this Arty is based on the Centurion tank. They did build two prototypes, but they never put them into main production. In fact, one of the prototypes was set for restoration, but it was actually used as a vehicle to carry around personnel on range targets. They didn't put the howitzer in it. So his first shot does some splash damage to an M48 pattern. It's a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it. M46 there. Trying to select the right target. That 430U looks to be a little more out in the open. He lays a round down there and he gets a direct hit. So the guy was still there, just moving about on the same spot, which is not a good idea. And he took a hit. In fact, it looks like the round hit the actual gun itself. There's a yellow spot or yellow mark where the shell landed. That's an HE round hit, and it looks like it hit the barrel of the gun. So that's probably going to have thrown his barrel out. May have damaged his gun, but he'll have to use his repair kit if he wants to get his accuracy back. Fires a blind shot onto that corner. There was a Kampfpanzer 50 ton there. Now, as this is an enclosed vehicle, you can't actually use vents on it. And so, yes, if you're going to get one of these, get vents, get a rammer and a gun lane drive. Leave the camo net alone. You don't really need it. You could certainly need the improvement in skills from having vents. And you can also use vent purges on it as well. Some people actually prefer using the 6 inch gun, not only for the faster fire rate, but of course it's still got appreciable damage. And it is basically a 152mm howitzer. So it's basically the same as having a 155mm gun at tier 9. Rounds out on that target. That probably splashed against the target that was sitting there. It was the M48 pattern, I seem to recall, last time you shot at it. There's an M46 pattern. Okay, lining it up. Still waiting for the reload to complete. Sometimes it's interesting watching the habits of tank drivers to see exactly where they move up to and where they move backwards to before they shoot. Some drivers do have a kind of habit of they wait whilst they're reloading, then they pull forward to shoot. They sit there just for a brief second to let the aim dial in, and then they pull back immediately they fired the gun. And so it's basically watching to see if they'll move forward and where they're going to move forward to, and aiming at that spot and then waiting for their next shot to come forward. Lovely direct hit there on the 257. Our Object 430 is obviously getting a lot of punishment from the enemy Arty at the moment. There's just far too many targets to go counter battery though. 257 is about to expire, so 28 hit points left. He has to pull back. He can't stay there. There are some targets in that area, but they are remaining unseen, unspotted for the moment. So he fires a blind round in. It's got plenty of ammo to play with. Again, this is one of those tier 9 Arties where you get plenty of ammo, which is surprising given the fact that on some Arties you get so little, and you can always finish everything they've got in the magazine. Going for that Death Star if you can get a shot on him. He's loaded, just working out where the guy's going. Unfortunately, because we lose sight of the target, and again, spotting, this is a major problem for spotting. Sometimes players on our own team just don't realise how reliant we are on their spotting to actually tell us where the enemy is. And if they don't show us the enemy, there's nothing we can do. We can't shoot at clear space because we'll probably miss by a long mark. And that tortoise is having to pull back now because the Object 257 is moving in. Now, he might be able to get around on that 257 before he kills the tortoise rather, and he does. So he saves the tortoise just for a little while longer, but unfortunately the guy's on fire. I think that last shot from the Object 257 set him alight. Unfortunately, the enemy's also won through on the north side of the battlefield as well, rather the northwest corner. There's no enemy tanks defending there. The only one that we've got in between us and them is a Leopard 1. But our EBR has made good in the enemy area because the Arty are dead on the enemy team now. We're trying to get that CS59. 12 hit points of splash on him. EBR's running around in circles trying to cap, but the CS59 has got there and he's had to leave the cap circle, and he ran into one of the wrecks, unfortunately. And he has been killed by the M46 pattern on the enemy team. So we've lost another teammate. Blind shot in there. So there's only 6 left on our team now. And we're facing 8 enemy. Line up a shot. Unfortunately, it's still got too long to wait. Okay, he's going for that T54.
That was close.
210. Sometimes when the enemy makes a dash, you feel the need to fire in even before you're fully dialed in, because you think it's going to be your last chance to hit the enemy. Looks like our team are pulling back to try and defend our cap area though. That's going to put pressure on the enemy because they're going to have to make a move if they're going to try and pressure us. And that round, a blind shot, did hit something. Something was sitting on that corner that the Leopard couldn't see because he's out of position, and it did hit the target. I think Crown Monkey guessed that the enemy had come around the corner to have a look. See if he does it again. Looking back towards the southern pass, we can see Object 704 coming to sight. And he just gets wiped out by the 704 on our team. Great little tank destroyer, the 704. E75 next. Dialing in. Ready. Well, it landed in front of him, but it probably did some splash. The enemy is now getting much closer. They kind of boxed in the Leopard in that dip. And CS59 and the Type 54 are both trying to get in, but the Type 54 gets taken out by our Batchat. Now we've got a 430U coming up by the swamp. It's fully dialed in. He fires a blind shot in, hoping that the 430 was going to be there, using the minimap as his aiming point. I'm guilty of doing that a lot as well. Sometimes it works. Sometimes they're foolish enough to sit exactly where they were on the last scene on the minimap, and it looks like Crown Monkey did get a hit there, because that 430 is pulling back with a lot less hit points. But unfortunately, we lost our tortoise. Crown Monkey's loaded, fires a round in, and oh, just a little long, that one. If it had been a little shorter, I'm pretty sure that would have splashed the enemy to death. But we've got nobody protecting us now on the north side. Everything is dependent upon Crown Monkey, the batch at 155.58, and our object 704. And we're still facing 5 opponents. Well, there's the kill to the batch at 155.58. And it looks like Crown Monkey is getting ready to receive visitors, or rather unwelcome visitors. And he suddenly spotted the object 430 trying to come up behind our 704. The batch at 155.58 fires at him. 704 is still turning round, but the 430 goes down to Crown Monkey. So using the bushes for cover. There's still 2 enemies out there, the Death Star and a Kampfpanzer 50 ton. But it looks a lot more hopeful that they might be able to win this. So he's pre-aiming at that corner just in case somebody comes up around it, and it's a Death Star. What a shot! Right in the face! He obviously didn't like that. He thought, confident, I'm a Death Star, I've got a 183mm gun, ha ha ha, I'm going to kill you. And no, because Crown Monkey smacked him in the face with a big fist. And that's the end of his game. So it means there's only 1 enemy left, and oh no, the Kampfpanzer just took out the 704, and there he is. He's on his way in. But can Crown Monkey do it? No, well, he's just been hit by the 50 ton, but oh yes, he gets it and wins the game with that shot. Oh, I bet he's happy with that one. So that's the first game. Let's have a look at the second game with the FV3805. And the second replay is on Airfield. Yes, same FV3805, same Crown Monkey, same Arty. Game started. Well, he's turning around because he's actually headed down towards the south side of the map. And he's got company. An M53, M55, a T30 and the Standard B, but the Standard B and the T30 are not going to stick around. The M53, M55 is, and it looks like Crown Monkey's going to use these trees here as cover. Okay, first target, A phase 1. He's loaded, ready to go. He's got the 7.2 inch howitzer. Good shot! Right on the enemy's rear. 327 hit points of damage. Now, as I mentioned before in previous battles, this Arty will do 900 hit points of damage if it can pen. Can only penetrate through 46mm of armour though. So you really have to hit a weak spot on a vehicle, such as that FV3805. If you can hit that in the turret, you'll probably do a full penetration shot. He fired a quick round at that guy because, well, you can pen those and do a lot of damage. Burst radius for the standard shells is 10 meters. The premium rounds will do 11, and he's carrying 15 premium rounds. The only drawback really is the reload time on this Arty. Yeah, it's slightly longer. It's just under 30 seconds. You can get much faster loading and fire rate with the 6-inch gun, which has got only a bit more damage than the 5.5-inch gun, which is the same as on the Crusader 5.5 SP. But the 6-inch gun, which is the same as 155mm howitzer, it's actually 152mm, is still very, very effective. Okay, the Standard B spotting what's up on Temple Mount. Can't spot the enemy just the other side. It's I think it was a Kampfpanzer 50-ton. But there's some targets over on the heavy pass. Going for the Jaegeru. Rounds out. Direct hit on him. 406. That's a good shot. Now, as I mentioned before, they built 2 prototypes of the FV3805, but they never went ahead and manufactured them on mass production. In fact, the vehicle was never fitted with the gun. It was just used to a test vehicle to actually see if they could actually make an Arty from a Centurion, which they technically did, but it just never got accepted. Not when you could build Abbots or buy Paladins from the United States. Lots of targets over this side, and they're bunching together, which would sort of like encourage me to load the premium ammo. But he's just trying to work out which target to go for, and he goes for the 277,
That was close.
and he gets 288 hit points of damage off him. I like the way he's doing this. Only small hops between shots. You don't have to move a long distance to actually relocate and shoot, but it keeps the enemy guessing as to where you actually are. If the tanks are reporting back to their Arty that he's in so-and-so grid square, the enemy Arty is going to be looking there, but if they see the tracer, they're going to fire at an empty space if you've moved to a new spot. Of course, not all maps you have to move. He did get a nice hit there. He actually damaged 2, the 277 and the Jaegeru with 1 shot, but he's still not loaded the premium ammo. And he's picking up stun assist. Well, there's that Heshbarn. I hate calling it the other word, actually. I don't think it should really be called that other word. I don't know why somebody, a vulgarization to actually call it the 4-letter word. But the FV4005 was designed to fire Hesh. That was its primary ammunition. So it is perfectly natural to call it the Heshbarn. It's also very sad that there's only one of those left in the world, the Heshbarn, and it's the guard gate, or gate guard, at the Bovington Tank Museum. But it's being rained on, it's rusting, and it would be rather nice if they could restore it. But as it's not a tank that was actually put into production, it's only a prototype. I guess they probably want to spend more of their money on getting tanks that actually did fight restored, such as the Churchills, such as the Comets. Oh, that one hit the top of the mountain. Didn't manage to loop it over. This is where it can be really useful heading south rather than north, because from the south position where the M53, M55 is, you've got a clear sight of the enemies in that little pass area, and it makes it much easier to hit them when they're trying to hide around the corner. The T-13 managed to get past the Kampfpanzer, who's come back round to try and kill him, but unfortunately we've got no shot on them at the moment, so we can't do any damage. Not unless one of them pokes out, or the Kampfpanzer pokes out. The T-30 does. We won't be firing at him. And I think from the south... Oh, we've lost the T-30. And he's now been attacked by an Object 263. And our other tanks are actually making it through. So they've managed to find a way to outflank the enemy and try and come up behind them. They've got rid of the Kampfpanzer. The Object 263 shot him in the rear. And that's a lovely direct hit there on the FV4005. And that was a penetrating shot for 888 hit points. So it just goes to show you can pen those things if you can hit them in the turret. And he did. Crown Monkey's already up to 3,264 hit points of recorded damage. Now he might have a slightly higher total at the end. He did fire a couple of blind shots. Oh, the Conway so managed to dodge that. That guy should buy a lottery ticket. He moved forward just the right moment to avoid the shell. There is a danger actually to setting yourself up where the M53, M55 is. If the enemy does come through the south route, then you're going to be the first one to meet the enemy, and it's quite a long drive to get further north out of their reach. And the thing is, at the moment, there's nobody on the south side of the battlefield altogether. And our tanks that tried to outflank the enemy, well, I'm afraid they got wiped out. So, unfortunately, the scores are still even, but that was a good hit there on the Conway for 352. He's moving further north to protect himself from that Wizzy, who might actually come this way. So Wizzy 113 GFT. I didn't mention it at the start of the game, but this is a tier 10 battle with tier 9 tanks in it. So the good thing is that means Crown Monkey is going to be earning a lot more XP from this game than he would from a standard game. Unfortunately, their Object 277s come up behind our T54E1, and whilst we managed to get a shot on the ST2, yeah, I'm afraid the T54E1 has been wiped out, and the Gorilla is now coming in to try and intercept that ST2, take him out the game, and he does, no problem. But now we've got to try and stop that 277 from getting at our Gorilla. I think he's going to drive up there and try and shoot him. Lined up, rounds out. Lovely shot. Now the Gorilla, if he's reloaded, might be able to do some damage. Well, unfortunately got hit by the Conway. But there goes the 277. He was taken out by the Standard B, who came around the corner and said, thank you very much. And now we just need to get rid of that Conway. There's only 4 left on our team now. Trying to get this Conway. It's important to deal with this one. Big turret.
That was close.
Of course, the Conway was that stopgap TD that was actually designed to deal with Soviet tanks, but it has a very weak turret, very tall turret, very easy to pen, and he's gone. Which means now there's only 4 enemies left. There's 4 on our team, 2 Arty either side. The difference is the enemy team have got a medium tank, the Object 430, and there he is, but very low hit points. And a fairly inexperienced player. He's low hit points and rounds out. Yes! Kill shot! And that means now the enemy's only got that Wizzy 113 GFT, and he didn't make a move to come south. He should have. But that kind of indicates that he might be too inexperienced to realise that he had the opportunity to take the south end of the map at our end and then come up behind our guys and deal some damage. And oh, he just managed to ambush the Gorilla. But the RU-251 knows where he is. And so the 251 can come in behind now. The 251 is missing most of his hit points. That was a blind shot. That hit target. He did get the Wizzy. The M53 is trying to relocate to the airfield. We're headed south, anticipating that the enemy's going to come in behind or try and come near us. The good news is that we found the 212 and the M53 on the enemy team. The RU-251 is dealing with the M53, M55 at the moment. And there's the kill. We're still loaded. We just need to find out where that 212A is. He fires a blind in. Not sure he should have done that though. Probably would have been better to hold on to the shell just in case the RU-251 found him. It looks to me like the 212A has relocated, and the RU-251's looking over the edge of the cliff trying to find him. He thinks he's gone into the water. No, he's actually headed our way. And we've got a clean line of shot at him, and he's seen us. And that is a beautiful kill. Very quick, very good snapshot, basically. He did dial in, but he just took the shot before it was fully dialed in. And now it's just one enemy left, that Wizzy 113 GFT. And we've no idea where he is now, because obviously he was headed in our direction. But he didn't turn up, and the 251's now looking for him. Whilst our M53, M55 is approaching the enemy cap. Now, that's the 2-minute hooter. We need to get 2 in the cap if we're going to win this one. Of course, the worry is that if we get in the cap and the Wizzy 113 is too close to us, he's going to have both of us. But we might get some hit points out of him. Remember, Crown Monkey did fire a blind shot into him, so we don't know how much hit points he's got. He might have very few. The M53 did get into the cap early enough to cap out on his own, but you really need 2 in the cap to make absolutely certain. The RU251 still hasn't found him. I think he's just going to run into him accidentally. I hope he's ready with the gun. But I had this sneaking suspicion the Wizzy 113 is probably already heading back in this direction. And we're going to join the M53, M55 in the cap, but at the back of the cap, which makes it more difficult for the Wizzy 113 to get at us. Especially if we hide behind this building, then engage the X key. That's it, to put the handbrake on, so you don't turn the vehicle. Then you can look around. The M53 seems to be destroying everything that's in the cap area. Not a good idea. And we've done it, yes! That's it, end of game. Capped out to win. So another successful battle for Crown Monkey, but how did he do in this one? A lot better than the last battle, and we'll see the results for that one right now. In the first battle, we saw that Crown Monkey managed to get a first class tanker, a bruiser medal and a fighter badge in that game. He got that fantastic kill right at the end of the game, took out the Kampfpanzer 50 ton to win the game right at the end for his team, but all he got was first class, bruiser and a fighter badge. Look at the team score, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the Object 430U on the enemy team, 4,699. And Crown Monkey was only 4th on damage on his own team. When it came to kills though, he was top. 4 kills to him, 3 kills to the Batchat, the 704, and the 430U, the Kampfpanzer on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was the Tortoise did the best with 1,098. Then we got Crown Monkey with 1,012, and these were the only 2 players who got over 1,000 base. He fired 20 shots, got 6 direct hits, no penetrations but 21 splash. Damage of 2,843 hit points, of which 2,558 were at more than 300 meters. The close shot was on the Kampfpanzer 50 ton. He did receive a hit, yes it was a pen from the Kampfpanzer, but he got his revenge on him very quickly. 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed and 15 stuns, but no stun assist. He earned 11,000, well he actually took away 11,950 credits loss from that game because he fired the premium ammo. And after the XP, he took away 1,518. So successful game with that last shot because he won the game for his team. But let's have a look at the second game. And you can see that it's an ace tanker for Crown Monkey in the FV3805 on Airfield. This time round he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 20. A Gauze medal for doing more damage than 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And he also got a Confederate medal as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And that's including the fact that he took out 2 of the enemy, the 212A and also the Object 430. If we look at the team score on this one, we can see that he did get the highest damage in the game, 4,789 hit points. The next high scorer being the M53, M55 with 4,288. So both Artys were working extremely hard in this game. When it came to kills though, it was the Standard B that did the best with 3 kills, 2 kills to Crown Monkey, the Gorilla 15, the Object 277 and of course the Wizzy 113 GFT, the ST2, the M53 and the 212A on the enemy team. We still don't know where that guy is. He obviously went off for a jaunt around the map and couldn't be found. When it came to base XP, is Crown Monkey, 1,428 to him, 1,228 went to the Spar Panzer RU-251, and 930 went to the M53 M55. He fired 19 rounds in this game, got 10 direct hits, 1 penetration, 22 splash, damage of 4,789 hit points, of which 4,663 were at more than 300 meters. I think the close shot was on the 212A, and yes, he did see the guy directly. 12 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, 3,122 hit points of stun assist, and 21 stuns. I think this also gave him the ace tanker. On the premium count, he earned 54,652 credits, but after ammunition resupply, still took away a profit of 47,208 credits. So much better game, this one, than the last one. He earned 8,568 experience points from this game, so yet very successful, and a nice little ace tanker for the FV3805. So I think you can see definite improvement by Crown Monkey, but what you probably don't appreciate is these games took place only a few days apart. In fact, 9 days apart. This was the first one, and this was the second one, 9 days later in November. So recent games that he's played, but he's finally aced the FV3805. So well done, Crown Monkey. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.